Hi, everyone. I'm Deidre Wessner, and I was just going to hop on to give a couple tips of how I was able to acquire the customers that I have, both in my previous company and also with Ravenly. So, in a month, I actually hit director, which was super cool. Didn't expect that. A little backstory on me. I've got 5 children. I'm from Mandan, North Dakota, and I was previously with Modere for 6 years. So what I've always done, and I also in that company, I was able to hit the top of the customer um, comp plan. So I'm going to go through a few things, and I'm just super, super happy to be here. This is a completely different experience for me, and I absolutely love it. Glenn has been truly an amazing leader to me. He's always there for me, and he has really helped me to become the leader that I am and to help the customers I am or that I have. So, number one, I was going to tell everybody. So, I actually had notes before this, and I have no idea where I placed them. So, I had to quickly put something together. So, it's going to be short and sweet. But so the tools that have worked for me to have a successful customer base has number one being raw and real. So I find before I even promote any like products or anything like that, I always like try to find something that people can relate to. It's super important because that allows them to trust you, um, to know that they aren't alone in whatever it is that you're, say you're doing a live or a post on. It can be motherhood. Motherhood's hard, right? ADHD, anxiety. People suffer from these things, and when you get on there, you're able to connect with that person. And like I had did one on sexual abuse, and some people may not feel comfortable doing that, and that's okay. But from me doing that, I had probably like 80 messages in my messenger of people that had went through it. And they're like, I'm so glad that you were brave enough to get on there and tell people about it, blah, 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 blah. Well, I was able to connect with those people, and they were able to trust me. Um, Sometimes I do funny lives. Sometimes, I do serious ones. I do a little of everything. And that has just been like life changing for me because it's able to help me be able to get out and vent. And it also helps other people to, like I said, not feel alone because it sucks when people aren't vulnerable sometimes because they think that they're alone. They're like, oh, this happened to me and this is why I am the way that I am. And not realizing that lots of people have went through these same exact um, situations. Also, so that's what I do, and I'm able to connect with people that way. You can do short lives, you can do posts. I try to do short lives, and the reason that I do is because, like, the first minute that you're on, people are waiting to see what you're going to be talking about. So if they're not interested, they're just going to leave it, right? Um, Giving value is something that's really, really good too. So Glenn, I actually like to watch his stuff because I'm like, oh, that's how you fix the algorithm. Oh, that's how you do it. So bringing something of value is also very important because then they don't feel pressured like you're just trying to sell a product, right? So that is super important. So like I said, I like to mix up short lives, and I don't do lives very often. I actually haven't done them for a long time, but I have done a couple, and I have people reaching out to me from my lives. So that is really good. Another thing that I do is I build curiosity on my posts. Okay. So I'm not like, hey, buy this, message me. I usually try to just say how it has changed me. So you get lots of people that have inflammation. You have lots of people that deal with anxiety. So being able to just say, hey, like I'm going to be doing one on my mom. My mom has got, she had a quadruple pass um, heart surgery, right? And so she can't take a lot of medications, and she's groggy and she's tired all the time. So I'll be doing one on her that just simply says, so thankful. My mom was able to start adapt, and her brain fog is one way. And it'll also include something personal from her to share, because people want to know that it's just not me trying to sell a product, but it's that curiosity. Like, it helped her mom. Oh, maybe it could help me, So doing something like that. And then just like Glenn was saying in one of his videos for his algorithm, it's really important to hop in there and, comment back. And, sometimes on the one that I did on sexual abuse, a lot of people didn't comment on my post, but they messaged me. And that's really, really good just to stay connected. I like to do birthdays. So I look at the birthdays and I don't just send them one of their, you know, just the generic ones. I'm just like, hey, happy birthday. Hope you have an amazing day. Any plans? And connect with them that way, because a lot of people just want to be seen. They just want to feel loved. And so doing that for people is really important. So find things in common. So sometimes what I do is I go through Facebook and I will look at people's posts and I'll be like, oh, they're talking about their pit bull and I have a pit bull. So then I'll comment on their posts, or I'll just message them and be like, hey, I've had this issue with my pit bull, like, have you ever experienced this? It's building connections, you guys. People love to know that you're not just trying to sell a product to them, that you're genuinely interested in their lives. Let me see. Give empathy, build trust, build love. That is seriously like the most important. And then what I like to do is say somebody messages me and they're like, oh, I saw your Bravenly, what are your favorite products or what's your best products? I have to ask their goals, because we have awesome, amazing products. You want to find out what their goals are. So you're not just trying to sell them 8 products, right? What are their top 2 issues that they have? Is it digestion? Is it lack of energy? Is it weight loss? And then you find what's going to work for them. I always ask them what their budget is. And some of them will be like $70. Oh, perfect. I'll get you the golds. but you don't want to disregard them just because they don't have a lot of money, right? So I'll try to find something like, so instead of the Burn Extreme, I might recommend the Burn. Yeah, it may not be a big sale, but it's also still a chance to open them up to the product. And if they like it, they might be open to something else. After I get them started, I love to check on them in a couple days just to ask how everything's going. And then I like to check on them again in like 2 weeks. And I'm just like, hey, how's everything going? How's your bloating? Genuinely check on them and see how they're doing. Because if you just sell them a product, you send them your link, right? You send them a link, they order a product, you never check on them. What are the odds of them reordering? Probably not. Now, if they say, oh, okay, this doesn't seem to be working, or I got heartburn. I had a lady that actually got heartburn from the Burn Extreme. And I asked her how she was taking it. And she's like, oh, I just take it in the middle of the day. What the? So I'm like, okay, like you need to eat it with a meal, because obviously it wasn't agreeing with her stomach. So if I wouldn't have checked on her and asked her, she probably would have been like, this is a bunk product. It gives me heartburn. I'm never doing it again. So just checking on them. I also have another lady that was like, oh, the Rush Extreme was a bit much for me. Okay, perfect. Add a little more water with it. So just helping them find solutions to, the products that they're taking, and helping them along the way, cheering them on, just doing those things, making them a person, not just a number. That is super important. Also, another really great thing is find somebody from your team to connect with. So mine is Glenn, but I've also found that there is some pretty amazing sidelines. And I have absolutely loved that, because it's like nobody's benefiting from being friends with each other, right? Except for that you are gaining those relationships. And that was something that in my other company, it was very clicky. It was like, oh, I'm not helping you because you're not on my team, or, so it was kind of a crappy deal. We all want to boost each other up. We all want to help each other. And that is how we will be successful and feel that this is really a home. And that is what I felt since I got here. So I really, really love that part. And then, like, to close, I would say just loving up on those people, allow them to trust you, be vulnerable with them. people want to know that they aren't alone and that somebody does care about them. And that is why I have absolutely loved network marketing. Like I said, Modir was my very first one. And I loved connecting with people because I love people. I love trying to help people. And if that's really our goal, if our goal is to help people, then do everything you can to help them. You know, they want to know that they are important and they're special. Anyway, I'm going to end this, but I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. And thank you so much for allowing me this chance to be able to try and help others. You guys have a good Thursday. Bye.
Hey, good job. Stop the recording.
Why would I do that? Jeez. Glenn, this is why I don't ever do anything with my life. Got it.